Okay. Coming in at number 5 with 20 points was first place by two people, but they are the only two people that voted for this.
Interesting.
One of the most legendary, some people will say legendary Santa roles, the only man to ever win an Academy Award at this moment as Santa. It is Edmund Gwenn, Miracle on 34th Street, the original.
Would you please tell her that you're not really Santa Claus? That there actually is no such person?
Well, I'm sorry to disagree with you, Mrs. Walker, but not only is there such a person, but here I am to prove it.
What's your name?
Chris Kringle.
I'll bet you're in the first grade.
Second.
I mean your real name.
That is my real name.
Second grade?
Oh, your number one's number 5. Ooh, look at you.
You know, man, it's fine. It's fine. You know, Jacob and I had so many success with number one. It's fine that we finally have one that didn't crack the top 3. No,
You even
kind
made
of
crack
like
top 4.
Jason. It's kind of like Jason, Max. You know,
Jason was top 3. Okay, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, but he knows just peasants that just haven't seen good movies. You know, I'll let Jacob go first, and then I'll go second.
I put him number 1 because when well, I don't know, just he's the first name person I think of when I think of like a person playing Santa. So I was like, well, that's gotta mean that he's the one to put number 1. And then you just rewatch it. It's actually, I mean, it's actually a pretty good movie. It's not like one of your like cheesy feel good like Christmas movies that you see. Like that's just all the same. This one, I mean,
That's
like,
what Christmas is.
It does have some of that, but it actually is a pretty good movie on top of that.
So it stood the test of time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's the test of time.
Yeah, it's still a good watch to this day because I rewatched it maybe 2 years ago, and it holds up just fine.
And this movie does a great job of trying to make you think, like, is he or is he not the actual Santa Claus?
See that was like I felt missing in the remake. They were pretty clear from the get go, but yeah, no, I did like that they actually kept it ambiguous.
Like I said, Jacob said it best. When you think of someone playing Santa, you think of Edmund Gwenn. And as Phil also said, only person to win an Academy Award. That's how good this man's acting was. And personally, one of my favorite scenes is when he's sitting at Macy's and his little girl, she got adopted. She can only speak Dutch. You know what Santa Claus does? He starts speaking Dutch with her.
I'm sorry, she doesn't speak English. She's Dutch. She just came over. Oh, I didn't know what to do.
Hallo, ik ben blij dat je gekomen bent.
Oh, u bent Sinterklaas.
Ja, zeker.
Ik wist het wel. Ik was zeker dat u het zou begrijpen.
Natuurlijk.
It's a very touching scene, and it shows that Santa Claus, he can speak any language that there is. He will find a way to communicate with a child.
Just gotta talk to them kids. You gotta find out what they want.
And that helps, like, show that in that moment is very crucial to help the main little girl played by Natalie Wood. But thinking maybe this guy really is Santa. Actually, you gotta see it. It's so much better than the '90s version. The '90s version, it's like like the gum that gets stuck under your shoe. This is annoying. It's bad. Nobody likes it.
The gum that gets stuck under your shoe.
Yeah. That's what I think of the remake. It is the Thor Ragnarok of remakes.
Oh, for goodness sakes, I'm not going to do the Thor Ragnarok with you. This is Christmas. I'm supposed to be happy. I'm not doing this with you right now. You're not going to be. You're not going to screw.
I'm never going to stop.
You're not going to bum my Christmas spirit. Look at Phil's face. Look at Phil's face. As soon as you mentioned Thor Ragnarok, he tuned you out. He said, "I'm not doing this shit again."
This is Christmas. Watch your language, okay? It's poo. Unbelievable.
Phil just tuned him out. He's just like counting down. It's like 10. It's like, dude,
It's like, oh my gosh. He's like, it's a black and white movie. Nobody watches them. It's on Disney Plus, by the way, if you want to watch it.
Excuse me, I'm not Hunter. I actually do watch black and white movies.
Seriously, watch the movie. You'll be captivated by Edmund Gwenn.
I'll get to it the same day that Jacob and Philip watched John Wick.
So we're gonna move into the other person that was tied. Dang it! I said he was 5th, didn't I?
Yeah.
Edmund Gwenn, yeah.
He was 4th. He was tied for 4th. I said that wrong.
Wasn't your favorite Christmas special like number 4?
This is bad.
Was it Mickey's Christmas?
Yes.
Which again inferior to Charlie Brown Christmas.
This don't even get me started. Don't even get me hot again. Don't even.
I'm so upset over this.
I was appalled. I could not believe it. I'm not doing this again with you.
We're gonna go into the other person tied with 20 points. It is Kurt Russell in The Christmas Chronicle.
Teddy?
The plane almost killed us!
Teddy?
I was in the sky!
Teddy!
What?
Santa Claus?
Live and in person. One night only.
What votes were they?
You and Max put it number 2, and I put it number 9.
Jacob didn't vote for it. Have you seen it, Jacob?
No, I haven't seen it, so that's why I haven't put it on there.
I just
Definitely
rewatched the first one today, but there's 2 of them, and they're both pretty good. They're not great, but they're definitely worth watching. Kurt Russell, he's just such a charismatic actor, just in general, but him as Santa is just absolutely fantastic. And I know Bobby's going to talk about his good looks. I'll let him go ahead and fillet the man there.
Look, again, guys, if this was the handsomest Santa, he wins by a country mile. This is by far the most handsome Santa Claus we've ever had. And you know what? I'm jealous because I wish I could look that good, even at his age.
We were watching the first one today, like I said, and the whole time she's like, I love his beard. I love his hair. I was like, are you talking to me? Look, do you see this?
Yeah. You don't got it.
How can I compete with that? How can I compete?
She's just rubbing it in right
Look,
there. Like,
y'all know that everybody, men and women, all agree. Kurt Russell is by far the handsomest Santa. How
What
can
am I
you say
supposed
that
to do?
man?
I can't just.
I think I liked it because, like, Kurt Russell, he's not like the greatest actor, but he still gives you like solid performances, no matter how bad the movie is. Like, I felt I've never walked away from one of his movies saying like, "Oh man, Kurt Russell really sucked in that." Like, he's always an enjoyable part. I don't know. I think he also captures like cool, like, yeah, you'd think Santa's fun. Santa would be kind of cool guy,
That is the cool
switching up
factor.
to a good-looking Santa than the big, the usual one, but a really good-looking Santa, as Bobby would probably say.
Absolutely. Like, this is the type of Santa that a lot of wives will leave their husband for. A lot of people gladly become Mrs. Claus.
I don't think a lot of wives. Bobby will leave his wife for him.
That's what it seems.
And shoot, give me an apron. I'll bake him some cookies. You know what I'm saying?
But I also liked another thing they did in his movies is like the way they show him going from house to house is kind of cool. He turns like into coal dust and he kind of like just hops from house to house. Looks pretty cool, I think. But
yeah, it kind of helps explain
he's
how
a
you
good
get
Santa
all these
Claus.
houses.
He's top tier Santa.
This is an enjoyable movie. Probably like one of the few good Netflix Christmas movies.
Yeah, I was skeptical at first when I saw it. Our number 3 with 21 points. It was voted on by everybody. Though I kind of feel this movie is slightly overrated just because I've watched it a lot. It's still a good movie with a big legend. It stars Will Ferrell trying to find his dad, but it is Ed Asner in Elf.
I can't do anything right.
Buddy, you're more of an elf than anyone I ever met. And the only one who I would want working on my sleigh tonight.
Really?
Really? Will you fix it for me, buddy?
Oh yeah, I mean the movie I agree with you, Phil, is overrated. But Ed Asner, I don't know why, dude. When you look at him, you're like, you know what? I could buy that Santa Claus. I can totally see Santa Claus looking like that.
I just like Ed Asner's voice too. He just he just sounds like Ed Asner, but it's just such a instantly recognizable voice.
But like Ed Asner, he has a little gruffness to him because that's his voice, but he's also very gentle and sweet. And he wants to do best by Buddy, who he accidentally took from an orphanage. Not his fault. He got distracted eating a cookie, which I don't blame him.
But even like helps him with the trip, with his travels of trying to get and find his real dad. I think just kind of also just being a little bit of that endearing Santa, that you would hope for,
Sometimes like, why would you work for this man? But Ed Asner, I'm like, okay, I can see that. He probably takes great care of the elves.
Mm-hmm.
He looks after them. He definitely has a dentist there. He definitely looks out for his employees.
True, great character, great boss, all around.
Like I said, the movie, good, overrated, but good.
I kind of like the Attenborough one. I don't like the movie, but I liked his portrayal of Santa enough to put it on there. I like Ed Asner's voice because he's voiced so many like animated characters, so it's just a voice that you've grown to appreciate.
We're gonna move into some honorable mentions. This next one came in, just missed it. Came in with 7 points. It is Paul Giamatti in the twist of Santa, in a movie that asks the question, what if Santa had a brother? And how would his brother be? It is Fred Claus.
Again, not a movie that's not good, but the portrayal of Santa is very good.
Yeah, and Paul Giamatti does a little differently. He's not the overly jovial Santa. He's kind of more the I don't know what the word to explain it. It's not depressed, but he's kind of more like he's more emotionally down than other Santas.
He's definitely burned out. He's definitely burned out.
Yeah, he's definitely tired of Vince Vaughn's crap. That's what he is.
I mean, I think a lot of people would be too if they had.
Or sorry, Fred Claus.
Like I said, Paul Giamatti's a very talented actor, so you give him that role, you know he's going to do well.
Well, of course, it's Paul Giamatti.
We're going to talk about Art Kenny, who was voted on by Bobby, and from Twilight
Art Carney, yeah, Night of the Meek.
Yeah.
It's one of the best Twilight Zone episodes. It's one of the few that doesn't have a like an evil twist to it, actually a good twist. Art Carney plays a mall Santa who's a drunk, and his reasoning for drunk is because there's so much misery in the world. He tells the guy who also voices Piglet and Winnie the Pooh, he said, I can either cry or drink, and drinking is more subtle than crying. All he wants to do is bring joy to people, give them toys to kids who need it, help out people who are, poor and homeless. And at the end, he becomes Santa Claus. By far one of the best episodes of Twilight Zone. I watch it every year.
I mean, almost every episode of Twilight Zone is fantastic, so,
that's why I said one of the best.
Which Twilight Zone?
The original. Original. It's like season 2. It's like season 2, I think, like around episode 13. Yeah, I know. I'm a nerd. It's called Night of the Meek. Fantastic episode.
All right, we're going to one from Vitamin J's. It's Luke Hawker from Krampus, Evil Santa.
Yeah, Evil Santa. That's a good take on it. Santa is actually not a good person. It's just an evil version of Santa. He has like horns and stuff.
Krampus is pretty solid. Now, Philip, you probably wouldn't like Krampus though, because that one actually does have some like actual horror elements in it.
It's still a horror comedy. It's still the ending. A lot of people find the ending ambiguous. It depends how you want to interpret it.
It's not ambiguous. They're spoiler. They're trapped in a snow globe.
Yeah.
That is like, are they trapped in a snow globe, or is it they trapped in where they know that Krampus is always watching them? If they mess up again, forever.
I think they're trapped in a damn snow globe.
It could be both. They could be trapped in a snow globe and have to keep upholding those traditions, or Krampus will come after them.
I think they're in their own Christmas purgatory.
It sounds like you guys need to do a deep dive on Krampus.
Right.
It's like a Christopher Nolan ending,
Yeah, but say this is it top spinning? Is it still spinning? Now, Philip, I swear, if you get this number 2 here coming up, and it's my guy number 2, I'm going to be upset yet again.
Well,
don't.
Our number 2, coming in with 22 points, is a famous Santa. Has been doing it for multiple times, and some that were good, some that were bad, but mostly enjoyable. It is Mickey Rooney in the ring. Bad specials.
I believe in Santa Claus, like I believe in love. I believe in Santa Claus.
Listen, if Mickey Rooney did not make the list, I would have been shocked.
So I'll go since I ranked him the highest. I put him number 3, and then and D3 put him number 4. I just think, like, for me, especially, this is probably one of the names that comes in my head with Santa, especially as you know from previous episode. I really did love all those specials, especially growing up as a kid, and I felt just like his voice, the cheer he had, whether he was being the happy Santa or kind of like a sadder Santa, I just felt like for a cartoon, like he just encapsulated his voice. That was really good for what I really would picture Santa and the idea of Santa in my head. So I always enjoyed his kid.
And for those of you who are wondering, he plays Santa Claus in Santa Claus is Coming to Town, A Year Without a Santa Claus, and Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July.
And he nailed it every time.
Every time. He acted very well, and he could sing very well. So, he got you a dynamic duo in these shorts. Especially Santa Claus is coming to town.
Speaking of singing, we didn't mention it with Kurt Russell. He also has 2 singing numbers, one in each movie. He does a pretty good job with those 2.
He does.
Just FYI.
Did I mention he's handsome?
Copy. What? You think he's what now?
Oh, he's very handsome. This not meant for his hair. But no, this is a Santa Claus. He's a lot sweeter than the Rudolph Santa. This is Santa, that I find he's more jolly.
Like Year Without a Santa Claus, I feel it of like him being like tired and being depressed of like, I don't want to do this year. And you feel it from him of like understanding, okay, cool. But then you see like, something like Santa Claus is coming to town, which is a different of an origin, and it's like you're seeing him going through the progressions of becoming Santa and all of that, and it's like a different, a little more upbeat and happy Santa. So I don't know. I think he just portrayed it well. Yes, it's voice acting, but still, it was really good. It was really good.
Hey, a lot of people don't understand how hard voice acting is.
Yeah, because no emotion, you gotta
still have to act.
With voice acting, of course, you can't act with your body language, so you pretty much have to put it all into voice. So yes, it can be really difficult. So you can't knock Mickey Rooney. You can't say, well, it's not live action, so he can't be a great Santa Claus. No. Poo on that. He did good work here. Okay.
All right, so we're gonna go to our number 1. It is the one name you have not heard of, coming in with 37 points. Everybody voted for it. Myself and Max put it number 1. Vitamin J put it number 2. D3 put it number 3. Oh man, it is Tim Allen, the Santa Claus.
I say name, you say Scott Calvin. Name,
Kris Kringle.
name,
Santa Claus.
name,
Père Noël. Babo Natale. Père Nicole.
Papa Gijo.
Okay, Calvin.
I mean, when we said we were going to do this list, that was an immediate number 1. I didn't even have to think about it. I said, okay, I just got to figure out from 1 down. I had no idea.
Very true. Very true.
I knew my order. I knew he was number 3.
I was so happy when he got number 1 because I knew I'd put him number 1. I was like,
not just number 1. Not just number 1. But he dominated. He almost doubled number 2.
I know. It's this guy. He's the guy. If you haven't watched the Santa Claus, and especially the original, like, stop this recording, go watch that one. All right, it is so.
Yeah, don't watch the third. The second one has some
skip the
funny
third.
parts.
Second one's okay, but the first one is one I always watch about a few days before Christmas because that is like one of my quintessential Christmas movies.
And I haven't seen the new TV show. I don't know if that's good or not.
I'm up to date on it. There's 4 episodes. I think the 5th one was today. I've not seen that yet. I think it's pretty okay so far. It's not great, but it's okay.
It's like what you expect from Disney Plus trying to do this. So yeah.
But it's more Tim Allen as Santa Claus, which I'm always down to see.
Oh yes. I like it because like we said, different takes. And it kind of hits this in this TV series of like he didn't want to be Santa Claus. He honestly ended up Santa Claus by pure mistake. He doesn't even believe it. He doesn't even accept it. It takes him forever to accept it, even when all the changes of him gaining weight, him having like knowing people's names randomly and all that. I like the way they take it of like he's getting all these powers and they really explain like how Santa works. Speaking earlier of vortexes and like all that, it does come up a little bit. I mean, in TV series they talk about it, but also in the show they also hit like how does he able to hit every single house in one night, and they talk about time space continuum and all of that. So
not everyone celebrates Christmas, so
yeah, and I just think it's a very enjoyable because you really see an older gentleman who's a toy man. He's part of a toy factory, does not want to be Santa Claus, and gets to a point he becomes like to being Santa Claus in the process of a whole year of him and how it really brings this kid together.
Yeah. The one thing I like is that you mentioned that, he's apprehensive about being Santa because, who wants that sprung on them? And plus, again, like he said, he didn't think it was real. But they also show, even in the first movie, that, yes, he was apprehensive at first, but near the end, he has embraced the role completely. He is Santa Claus, okay? And he loves everybody, and he wants to make sure Christmas happens without a hitch. So I like how they showed the arc from a skeptic to just He's in it.
Mhm.
He's
So,
Santa.
I think Tim Allen, he's not the greatest actor, but his voice and mannerisms work perfectly for what this movie's trying to do.
Look, Santa doesn't need Daniel Day-Lewis to be him. Okay, you can just need someone who can just embrace. Dude, I don't even want to know because he would actually believe he's Santa Claus and try to fly in the sky with reindeer, and that would be how he dies. So we don't need that.
But I can also tell you the weight he's about to put on, man.
Oh, right.
Fully
Yeah.
committed to the weight.
No bodysuit for him.
I think I also like even when he's not believing, like you have, especially at first. He's very sarcastic, very funny with everything. Especially like at first of not believing, and he's like, "I need to get a CAT scan," and then he's like making fun of like even the sassy gives to the elves of like, "What if I choose not to believe?" Like, just how far he really is like, "I'm not Santa. This is not real. I refuse to accept this because I picked up a card and put on a suit. I did not accept this job." And so, yeah, and you see that transformation to like, especially now with the TV series of like how much he's loved being Santa.
Oh, yeah.
Even by the second one, you see how big Santa is to him and how important of a role it is to him from like the very beginning.
For a TV show goes, I'm not liking the new Santa. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like it one bit.
No, but I
He just can't pick replacements. He just can't pick replacements. He's clearly bad at that.
He should have picked Peyton Manning. Ho ho Omaha.
I mean, that would have been a good choice.
It's an audible. I was like, wow.
Peyton clearly saw that was something in his way on the sleigh, so he knows how to avoid it. He called, I mean, like supposed to say he called an audible.
But Tim Allen, Goat Santa, fight me on it.
Mm-hmm.
Edmund Gwynn, sorry,
I'll
you bumped back in line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, where's his Oscar? I was gonna say, where's Tim Allen's Oscar?
I don't need no dang Oscar, okay?
We got a list that proves he's the best. All right, list, like we say, the list.
Yeah, all right. Philip, Oscar or core discussions number one. I mean,
we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So just to, all right.
Oh, you want to know what the real number one is? Read my book. You'll find out what the real number one Christmas movie is.
Okay. Well, shameless plug. Where can we find that book again?
On Amazon. On lovely Amazon.
All right. Well, thank you. As you see our holiday special, you even saw I was drinking my eggnog.
I did see that.
Being in the season. And thank you all so much for doing this. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to leave your cookies out and like, share, subscribe, all of that. Again, my name's Legacy.
And I'm Max.
I'm Bobby, and drink some hot cocoa.
Bye, Jay.
And may the discussions begin.